And joined as always by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Taking a look at San Antonio. Well, they're entering a bit of a soft spot in their schedule, facing off guys against some of the lower-ranked teams in the league, and we'll see if they're able to take advantage and have their win total.
When I look at San Antonio, they've been playing well to start the season. Once again asserting themselves as one of the powerhouse ball clubs in the league. I like what I've seen from this team so far.
And they know better than anybody. You know, the NBA season is a marathon, not a sprint. But nonetheless, they've certainly been hot out of the gates.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Leonard and Duncan are the pair at forward. In the backcourt, Parker and Ginobili. And it's Ashik in at the pivot spot and in the middle.
Kevin Martin, a great fit in the Timberwolves offense. Always moving off the ball, big-time scorer, and a guy who consistently gets to the foul line as well.
Well, it was the San Antonio Spurs winning their last game against Cleveland.
Seemed like they hit every big shot they had in that game. Kevin, their offense was clicking, but really clutch in big moments.
That's ideally the way you want it to unfold on the road, Steve. Don't even give the fans a chance to get into the game. 4 makes on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100%, can't do better than that.
That's an easy shot there. That's a shot that he should make more often than not.
Here's Ginobili, pass to Duncan. That falls, nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili.
They've got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
Yep, it's been a clinic at that end of the floor, no question.
Double team on Williams. And Young, here we go. Popovich, nice pass. Right into the rack perfectly for the layup.
Well, I think this is the start they wanted. Come out and put some points up early. 3 of 4 so far.
Back to Ginobili. Three-pointer. And that one's good. Ginobili's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
That's pretty much been the norm for them. Getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
2 on none. No one back to stop this. And Wiggins throws it down.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
But there was some style there, Kev. It was a pretty sweet one-handed flush.
Timberwolves trail by 8.
You know, last year the Wolves proved they were competitive. No teams pushed them around. But in the Western Conference, being competitive isn't enough to get you to the playoffs.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Well, the Timberwolves had a losing record at 23-29 against the rest of the West. Steve, they weren't able to stay in playoff contention for too long.
Well, injuries were a part of that, but in general, this team is still missing a few pieces before they can climb that ladder out in the West.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Brewer comes in for Wiggins. Levine's checked in for Kevin Martin. And Barea subbed in for Mo Williams. Young with no one around. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
Green passes to Duncan. Another one falls for San Antonio.
No misses for him yet in this quarter. Solid as a rock.
Timberwolves trail by 9. Here's Barea. Tim Duncan with the rebound.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit. These teams don't look like they belong on the same court today.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous to have a double-digit lead this early.
The Timberwolves have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Levine kicks to Barea. Passes it to Levine.
What a throwdown there. Man! Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark, brilliant throwdown.
Yeah, just exerting his authority out there.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. It's San Antonio up by 11. The second quarter coming up right after this break.
Friday, November 22nd, Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors take on LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Be there.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Spurs?
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. We've got Omer Ashik. Boris Diaw is out there with Green. Then it's Corey Joseph. And it's Bellinelli in at the 2.
Well, Spurs head coach Greg Popovich, so smart, a former foreign intelligence officer during the Cold War. If he's tight-lipped with the media, maybe that's the reason why.
Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Levine. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Omer Ashik on a new team, but he's made an impression with his former squads. Jeremy Lin called him, quote, an incredible defender and a game changer. Kevin McHale said he's a big-time player in the middle. And remember, Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau raved about his intelligence, relentless drive, and willingness to play for the team. Not bad, Kevin.
One of the premier defensive centers in the league, Doris. Thanks.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that's not going to be able to continue if they hope to get back into this game, Clark. It's a deflating play for your morale. And the defense paying instant dividends. Fast break basket.
Yeah, that transition was immediate. Didn't waste a second getting out on the break.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
Yeah, given how they performed offensively that day, guys, they really had no chance.
Yeah, and the frustration just mounted. You could see it as they continued to come up empty. And by the end, they were really just happy to get out of there and have the game be over.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Young. Wiggins comes in for Corey Brewer. Kevin Martin is checked in for J.J. Barea. And it's Williams in for Levine.
Heads-up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
And Joseph kicks to Parker from outside the arc. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3. Well, Tony Parker, an excellent scorer. Creative finisher, certainly inside with a smooth pull-up jump shot from mid-range. Steve, when he gets in the lane, he is dynamite.
And he draws fouls at a very high rate for a point guard. He's so good at initiating contact and then forcing the officials to make a call. And what that does, it gets you free points. It also allows you to set up your defense at the other end.
Outside, Martin. Pekovic with a screen. Nobody near Williams. And the shot no good, a bit short. Leonard attacking, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Oh, this is getting ridiculous. They can't possibly keep this run going much longer.
I tell you what, Steve, it's already lasted longer than I thought possible. And Parker really is great from mid-range and in. His three-point shooting a little bit more inconsistent. Some seasons he's shot in the high 30s from out there. Others it's only been in the 20s. But it may be a shot he turns to as he loses some of that elite, elusive quickness.
And that's how you exploit a gap in the D, I guess, huh?
Yes, sir. No soft finish there. Major power.
Wow.
He knows an opportunity for the highlight reel when he sees one.
Timberwolves trail by 20. Williams attacking. Tries again, and he sinks the layup. Chang's got 4 this quarter.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill a team.
And as much as we talk about Parker offensively, he's also a solid defender. Never one to gamble for steals, but considering his offensive load, he remains steady at the other end of the floor.
Spurs leading by 20. And stolen by Pekovic. The pass to Wiggins. Back to Martin. He dishes it to Pekovic. The 15-footer. It's rebounded by Leonard. Parker with it. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
Boy, they look helpless defensively.
Here's Martin. Can't get it to go. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. It's the Spurs delivering the blowout. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. It's been a clinic from Tony Parker.
Well, he created a lot of opportunities for himself in the first couple of quarters. And I'll tell you what, he was smart with his shot making, too. Really took good ones.
You know, points per shot attempted is really one of the undervalued stats in the game, and it's a real measurement of efficient scoring.
We've got Young. Martin is out there with Mo Williams. Then it's Wiggins, and it's Pekovic in at the 5 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Flip Saunders.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
And that one's good. Parker.
And after that last game, Clark, I'm not surprised to see him so hot. He's got it rolling right now.
Tony could well be the best point guard penetrator in the game. He's great at finding the seam and getting the ball up and off glass before the shot blocker can recover. And once the ball hits the glass and comes off, it's a no-touch zone for the defender.
Absolutely on fire from behind the arc.
Yeah, that's where he's getting his points.
The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. That one goes. Go. Williams has got his second basket.
And they made 3 of their first 4 shots here to start this half.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Well, he wants to get everybody on the same wavelength, that's for sure. He may change up some things here as well.
Looks to me like he saw something that wasn't on the plan and picked now as the time to address it. I don't have a problem with that.
A different look now for San Antonio. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Mills dishes to Green. It's good from long range. Green's got 10 points.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You take a look at the Spurs. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And, of course, Minnesota, 7.5 games behind.
You know, checking out San Antonio, they've been outstanding so far this season. And, of course, we knew what a great team they have, but that doesn't make it any less impressive. They've really gotten everybody's attention.
Yeah, they're one of the teams that I look forward to watching as a broadcaster. Great talent, but it's the way they play together that's so appealing. Well, for Tim Duncan and the Spurs, an incredible legacy of dominance. In his 17 years in the league, the Spurs have never won less than 61% of their games. Not to mention, of course, 5 finals appearances and 4 NBA championships.
Williams passes to Wiggins. Williams kicks to Pekovic. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. That's now 8 points for Nikola Pekovic. And the Spurs have done an amazing job, Clark, over the years surrounding Duncan with the right kind of talent.
And Tim Duncan has done a great job leading and making adjustments in his own game. They're a team with great scouting and development of their players. You talk to players who've been there. That's one of the things they rave about, Kevin, is they get the attention for their individual development. And all of their players were not lottery picks. Most of them were mid, late, first-round picks, some second-round guys. And it's just another example of doing it the right way at the highest levels.
Outside Williams, into Pekovic. And he gets it to go. Pekovic has got 10 points.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball, just having their way down low.
And that one's good.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Williams dishes to Martin. Pekovic with the screen for Martin. And there's Pekovic. That one's good on the assist from Kevin Martin.
Well, for one, he hasn't let them down. But a few other guys need to pick up the pace if they're going to be good.
The Timberwolves have gone 7 of 9 from the field to start this second half. Some tremendous shooting from them. Offensive rebound, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that one.
The Timberwolves shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And their success rate from the stripe this season, about 77%.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Corey Brewer's checked in for Wiggins. Barea comes in for Kevin Martin. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Williams. And that one's good. Parker.
Well, I tell you what, when you get this kind of effort and efficiency from him, they're a really hard team to beat.
And it's Rubio penetrating. Here's Barea. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Barea's got his first points of the night.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside. And he's made the most of his chances, hasn't he? He really needs to continue to work for those good looks.
And Pekovic throws it down.
And the bounce pass was the key to the play.
Now here's Parker. Three-pointer. Drilled it just as the horn sounds.
And Kevin, he had the eye of the tiger there. I mean, he was not going to pass that shot up.
No way.
Well done. Big-time shot in the clutch.
No, he was dying for the chance to take that shot, no question.
Tune in Monday, November 24th. Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers go up against Al Jefferson and the Charlotte Hornets. Make sure to catch it.
Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
How about the creativity, guys? Terrific vision to pick out that pass and set up the basket.
Some serious creativity. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter. Matt Bonner is out there with Austin Day. Then it's Corey Joseph. Then there's Boris Diaw. And it's Ginobili in at the shooting guard position. And Rubio kicks to Barea. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
Once again, Manu Ginobili defied age and was a force off the bench for the Spurs. Just when you thought he was slowing down, he seemed to find new ways to score and contribute.
Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Minnesota. Bean comes in for J.J. Barea. And Ginobili, Clark, when he's right, boy, he can do it all.
Yeah, he really can. Offensively, he can drive and shoot and create for others. He's an outstanding passer and a terrific defender.
And you got to like the defense inside, really protecting the rim.
Challenging shots and making his presence felt around the rim, that's exactly what he can give you. The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Agreed, Clark. They've poured in 3 of the last 5 baskets on pretty open looks behind the arc.
San Antonio's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Bonner's shot good.
That's 12 straight points coming off three-pointers. I mean, somebody do something defensively.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, who's going to step up? They're rolling out there now, so you got to get in their chest, make them uncomfortable, and try to deny those looks.
Here's Bennett. And it's off target. Not sure why he took that one. The Spurs have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. That's good.
This is incredible. It's been a 3-point barrage since halftime.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, it has been impressive.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
And the Spurs with some changes. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Diaw. And it's Mills in for Manu Ginobili. And the rejection by Jang. And Gorgui Dieng is going to pick up the foul. There's 1:47 left to play in the final quarter. Bellinelli gets the bucket.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
Buttinger, no luck.
Well, it's the edge they've had in that area on the glass that's played a big role in this game.
Yeah, they've got some strong guys, Steve. Guys that are strong and well put together, and they've used that strength to their advantage down low.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just total obliteration. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for San Antonio.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin. Quite honestly, they were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
This is really going to be a good win. They've proven they know how to attack this team, and I think it's important to establish that against a conference opponent.
I agree, because they're going to get together 3 more times this season. You'd love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to see them that often.
Beyond the actual result of this game, I think fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Parker. Now, there wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every opportunity he got.
Levine kicks to Bennett. Fades, and he gets the bucket.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Here's Joseph, and again it's San Antonio with a 3.
Well, this is going to seal the deal. They've really exploded here to the finish line.
You know, once they sniffed out that blood in the water, the killer instinct came right out.
Zach LaVine, a bit of a late bloomer. Wasn't a top recruit until he hit a late growth spurt in high school. Now he's a 6'5" combo guard. Came out of UCLA after 1 season. Still a bit unproven, but one of those upside picks because of his athleticism and shooting range.
And Levine played point guard in high school before his growth spurt. And Clark, to see him as more of a point guard, shooting guard.
I see him as a shooting guard at this point. I mean, just based on what I saw of him in the 1 year at UCLA. Tremendous athleticism. He's a bouncy young fella. Streaky shooter at this point. But I like his energy level. He's going to be a guy that has a chance, I think, to be a really good two-way player.
Pass to Joseph. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Tony Parker.